Hello and welcome to Inner GPS Gurus. How are you all? So today's video is about the frequently asked questions on Kundalini awakening or Kundalini. In this video, I will be giving you clarity about 5 most important questions that my students ask me or from the enquiries we get. I am creating this video exclusively for people who are going through Kundalini awakening, for my students, for our students, and also for those who are going through spiritual awakening and confused about whether they are going through Kundalini awakening or spiritual awakening and have many problems associated with Kundalini awakening process. This video is not for other people. So, if you are not going through Kundalini awakening, then you can skip this video and save your time. I will be dealing with questions one by one, and if you have any questions regarding these 5 answers, you can ask me. If it is a general question, then I will deal with it in a new video on the question answer session. But if you have exclusive questions related to your specific problems, then I suggest book an online Kundalini awakening, coaching, healing, diagnosis and Shaktipat session with me and get clarity about your specific problems in life. Alright, so let's start with the first question. First of all, you must know that if you are going through Kundalini awakening, then no medications will work on you, and in fact it works against you. If you are taking any medications that is not designed to deal with the symptoms of Kundalini, especially allopathic medicine or any other medicine that you are taking in the form of pills, drugs, anything, that will not work on your Kundalini symptoms. First of all, Kundalini is energetic, and if you are taking antidepressants, then instead of working in favor of your health, taking antidepressants is like suppression of your energies, suppression of your emotions that are otherwise linked with your trauma or other blocked energies in your system. So if you are taking antidepressants, my suggestion is slowly reduce the dose and gradually apply the herb formula, because the herb formula works directly on your energies and it has the power to heal you from the energetic level. If you have not watched it completely, then go and watch the video and apply the formula in your life at least for 30 days to see the results or see the changes. Along with it, you must ensure that you are active in your life, you are practicing movement, you are walking regularly at least 1 hour, and also you are aware of the fact that gradually the dose of antidepressants will reduce the symptoms you are going through due to Kundalini. Any medications that you are taking for last 20 years has an impact on your body, and you must understand that if you reduce or stop its usage suddenly, then the body may react to it. So if you want the body to heal, gradually, then my advice directly to you is slow down the dose, lower down the dose, and also introduce the herb formula. It does not have any side effect. If you feel that certain spices in the herb formula is, you are allergic to certain spices in the herb formula, then in the beginning you can skip that spice, but the total mixture, total formula works completely as a formula on your body, and that is how the positive effects of you can experience. Still, if you find that you have specific issues that you have not mentioned in this question, I suggest that do take my personal consulting. Then only you will be able to get the exact result for your problems. If you have any other symptoms related to depression, anxiety, it is not going to be solved by taking antidepressants. Let me tell you frankly. It has some other karmic impacts. It has some blocked energies in your chakras, in your energy channels. It has some relevance to your past lives that you are carrying forward in this birth. So you must understand that just suppressing the energy won't give you any result. So you can start taking the herb formula, see the results for yourself, and reduce the dose of antidepressants gradually. But eventually you have to stop taking it if you want your Kundalini to progress further. Otherwise, your process will be delayed. You will be slowing down the process, and it will be too late for you to reverse the adverse impact on the body. Your health will be deteriorated by then. So start taking the herb formula and lower down the dose of antidepressant. That is the exact solution for you right now. Alright. Now I will move to the next question. Going through the symptoms of Kundalini awakening, and that you can experience in your life that disrupts your life. Whenever you feel that your life is not going on the way it has to go, despite you taking all the efforts, then understand that something is mistakenly wrong in your life, and it could be the possibility of Kundalini awakening. And that time you can contact us for a diagnosis, healing and coaching session that I give online. I will diagnose you first where your Kundalini, whether you are going through Kundalini or not. If at all you are going through Kundalini awakening, I will share with you the root cause behind it. It may be your some past karmas blocked in your mind, body, and whatever blockages is there in your system, and what will help you to clear these blockages. It may be certain actions on your part, it may be healing, or a combination of all of this that will be processing your Kundalini in the coming time. So go and watch what are the symptoms and signs of Kundalini awakening. I have covered that in one video in detail, and if you feel that you are going through some or all of these symptoms, then you can contact us through our paid online diagnosis, healing and coaching session. You will be able to know at what stage of Kundalini you are, what kind of actions you need to take in your life to process Kundalini, what you can do in your life to make your life little peaceful from all the energetic disturbances that you may be experiencing. You may take steps to dissolve your mind gradually. You may take actions to settle your karmas with the relationship that you share in your life with your family members, spouse, friends, society, colleagues, or anyone in the world, so that you are aiding the process of Kundalini. You are facilitating the process of Kundalini. So the diagnosis is required, and I am the only Kundalini master in the world who has the clairvoyant power to diagnose your Kundalini, to heal you energetically even from a distance, and to give you Shaktipat and coach you online for whatever is needed for you from here, from the step of knowing that you are going through Kundalini till the last function of Kundalini, that is making you free, enlightened. We are the number one Kundalini masters in the world with all the powers of the universe, all the spiritual powers to heal you, give you Shaktipat. And if you are going through an advanced stage of Kundalini, then we suggest you take physical Shaktipat from IGG Avdut, who is the Shiva himself. He is the most powerful man in the world, who is the most powerful master in the world, and he will give you Shaktipat to integrate your energy and process your Kundalini to merge with the universal consciousness, so that you become free in a processed way, and you don't have to go through the suffering that you face generally in Kundalini awakening journey. If you have specific questions related to your Kundalini journey, even if you have diagnosed earlier, then also you can contact us, because Kundalini keeps on moving. Energy is dynamic in nature. It doesn't remain the same. It always keeps on changing. So if you have diagnosed yourself 5 years ago, 7 years ago, and you are stuck somewhere in your life, then understand that it is the time you get yourself diagnosed through us right now, and from here you should take the steps to unblock your energies and let Kundalini process and do its function. Alright, so if you have any questions related to this, you can ask me or get booked a session with me to get absolute clarity on all your questions. Next, I will move to the third question. Kundalini awakening and Kundalini arising. Kundalini awakening and Kundalini rising are two different things, but of the same phenomena. Kundalini awakening means Kundalini has awakened from your root chakra, and the awakening process will continue till you become free, till Kundalini passes through all the chakras one by one, and you will be experiencing freedom once Kundalini merges with the universal consciousness and pierces crown chakra. Now Kundalini awakening happens in all of a sudden, or it may happen gradually, depending on your karmic blockages, depending on your vasanas, vikaras, samskaras, and all that you have carried forward from your past birth. Kundalini rising means ascension of Kundalini in the energy channels throughout all the chakras, through the spinal cord, in the subtle body. And Kundalini rising happens when you have cleared the blockages. It is like Kundalini awakening is opening the mouth of the tap to flow water, and the flowing of the water from the motor at the ground floor to the top, at the top of the building, when the tank is being filled. The process of movement of the water from the ground to the top floor is the rising of the Kundalini. If the motor is switched off or turned off at the ground floor, for any reason, then the water will not flow on the top floor. Throughout the process of Kundalini completion, the motor should be on, and the motor needs fuel to be run on electricity. From where is this electricity generated? From where do you provide this electricity? It is energy, electrical energy. The way you provide electrical energy to run the motor. Likewise, when Kundalini gets awakened on its own spontaneously, you need to provide fuel to Kundalini to keep on rising until it completes the process of the merging with the universal consciousness. The way you provide fuel to push the rocket up into the sky, likewise you should keep on providing fuel to Kundalini to keep on rising. If you are not providing sufficient fuel to let Kundalini rise, then you suffer. Why? Because it will create blockages, and more blockages will lead you to suffer with the energetic problems that happens during Kundalini. What is the fuel? From where does Kundalini gets the fuel? Kundalini gets the fuel from your Ojas, Prana, Tejas. The detailed application of Ojas, Tejas and Prana I have explained in another video. Go and watch that video. You will get absolute clarity on the combustion process that happens during Kundalini. But for your understanding, Kundalini needs the prana from your breath. That prana works on your body, and in the process, when you consume food, when your food is digested, the end result of the digestion is ojas. That ojas burns to produce tejas. It is like wood burning, and the fire is the tejas. In the presence of the fire, the ojas burns, and after that, cosmic prana is created from that process. That cosmic prana is the fuel for the cosmic Kundalini to rise up above the spine, and this should continue throughout Kundalini's journey. So Kundalini rising is different from Kundalini awakening, and both needs equal attention. Both are complementary to each other. Both are not different in isolation. You cannot separate Kundalini rising from Kundalini awakening. Only thing that blocks Kundalini rising is your ego, your acquired self, your vasanas, vikaras, and you need to practice sadhanas to unblock your vasanas, to get rid of your vikaras and act the way Guru suggests you to take actions, purify you in the process. So this is a long, complete process that you need to go through. If you have any questions related to your Kundalini rising or your Kundalini awakening, then do contact us and get clarity through the coaching session for your specific problems. Alright, so this is the clarity on that Kundalini awakening and Kundalini rising are two different things, yet two parts of the same phenomena, that is Kundalini awakening till the process of freedom. I will move on to the next question, and the next question is, to unblock your blocked energies, your wrong karmas that you did in your past lives. You have killed many people, you have done many wrong things, you have cheated many people, you have murdered many people, you have committed suicide many times, you have physically abused many people in your past lives, you have created many separation in your past lives. And in those birth, whatever was not experienced by you as a fruit, good or bad fruit of completing those karmas are carried forward in your last birth. For example, if you have lived 100 lives, for example, and in 100 lives, something was carried forward, every year, every birth, you were carrying some karmas and you have not experienced the completion of those karmas. So in this birth, all the accumulated karmas you are getting to be cleared by Kundalini. And when that blockages are cleared by Kundalini, lot of energy is required by Kundalini to unblock that, because that is very dense energy. It remains stuck in your subtle body, and the work of Kundalini is tremendous to clear and clean and purify, along with the transformation of that energy, transmutation of that energy, and that requires lot of effort on the part of Kundalini. Why? Because not only the energies are blocked or in dense form, the resistance from the person, the personality, the acquired self, the ego, the mind that wants to hold on to that energy is also the highest. Kundalini wants to make you free, but the Maya, the ego, the traumatic self who is identified with that is totally resisting the process of not clearing the blockages, because the negative energies, the dark energies, they want to hold on to what they are. Trauma, pain, fatigue, all these have become a part of you. They have become a part of your embodied self, and now you don't want to get rid of that. So if you want to go through the process of Kundalini rising without suffering from the trauma and pain, then meet the Guru. We, the inner GPS Gurus, have the power to unblock your energies by healing you through our spiritual powers, our siddhis. We have the clairvoyant power and the power of giving you Shaktipat, a powerful healing process through which our energies, the powers of Shiva and Shakti, can unblock your karmic remnants and you will suffer less. Along with it, we will suggest you to take certain actions in your life to help you get rid of the embodied ego, embodied self that is creating the problem in the first place. So all these things will help you to get free from the trauma and pain that you are going through. It will reduce, the intensity of your trauma and pain will reduce, and we will heal you completely from your childhood trauma, past trauma, relationship trauma of any kind, accidental trauma. It is like the dirt is too much to be cleared, and when Kundalini is clearing the dirt, then the resistance of the dirt is the highest. That is why Kundalini works forcefully, powerfully, by pressurizing it, by increasing the intensity of divine energies to kill the negative and the devil energies in you. And you should facilitate the process. If you facilitate the process through proper meditation, sadhana that we guide you, then you suffer less. But if you resist the process, then Kundalini makes sure that you will suffer, so that you mellow down a bit, you surrender to Kundalini, you become receptive of the powers that she is giving you to clear that blockages. You become humble, grounded, and you enable the process of Kundalini so that it can take its journey further. It can rise, it can unblock the chakras, it can unblock your energy channels, completely purify you into a spirit, a pure energetic being, and remove the mental blockages completely, the egoic blockages completely, So if you don't want to suffer, then do meet us, do contact us, and all the details are given in the description how to contact us. You can contact us at our email ID and our team will get you connected to us. And all the sessions are paid sessions. So you must be clear that you are investing in yourself to get free of the suffering and pain. And you are meeting the Guru to free you, to heal you, and to make your life peaceful, happier, and full of freedom. Alright, so I am moving to the next and the last question of today's session. For this answer, I will give you the clarity that Kundalini awakening is always spontaneous. Spontaneous Kundalini awakening is the best Kundalini awakening, and it is the only Kundalini awakening that you experience. If you are experiencing any symptoms of spontaneous Kundalini awakening, then you must do the first action, and that action is meeting the Gurus. If you have a Guru who can diagnose you, who can heal you, who can coach you in the world, then that is we EnergyPS Gurus. I have already mentioned in the beginning of this video that I have that power to diagnose your Kundalini awakening, and I have also the power to move your Kundalini, and we have the powers, IGG Avdut, and I have the power to give you powerful Shaktipat. I give online Shaktipat and IGG Avdut gives only physical Shaktipat. These two powers act differently for your Kundalini awakening journey, and if you feel that you can awaken Kundalini through yoga or other things, then that is not true. If your Kundalini gets awakened suddenly, then that is the spontaneous Kundalini awakening, and only through spontaneous Kundalini awakening you can get free. If you try to push or do certain acts in which Kundalini accidentally awakens in you, then there is the danger of Kundalini psychosis, in which Kundalini may move into your Ida or Pingla and will not move through Sushumna, and that will create many problems on your health, physical, emotional, mental, social, everything will be destroyed. So don't try to awaken Kundalini in any which way. Don't try to be smart, over smart of awakening Kundalini and having the myth that Kundalini awakening will solve all your life's problem. In fact, it will aggravate. You should go through the process of life and you should not run away from it. My suggestion to you is, don't try to awaken Kundalini in any form, and if your Kundalini has awakened spontaneously, then you must contact us for the best guidance, the best clarity, and also your second part, that how to process it. We will guide you how to process it. You may have to take many actions in your life related to your each chakra clearance, each blockages that you have, all the karmas that you have created in your past life and now needs to be completed. You have to settle accounts with many. You have to pay off your liabilities. There are many actions that are required for each actions, for each step, and I suggest you don't delay the process of meeting us and contacting us if you are going through Kundalini, spontaneous Kundalini awakening, because the delay you do in the process, you will suffer, because there is no one in the world other than us to guide you, and you will be cheated by many fake people who are claiming themselves to be knowing about Kundalini or having the powers to awaken Kundalini. Kundalini is the divine Shakti energy. She does not need a human mind to awaken it. She knows her duty. She knows her function well, when to awaken. It has the Kundalini itself is the CA of your lifetimes. She has the record of your every good and bad actions. She decides when she wants to be free and in which form, means in which individual. If she has awakened in you in this birth, it is not a guarantee that you will be free spiritually and Kundalini will merge with the crown chakra in this birth, because it has multiple layers of karma clearance and you need a guru to process Kundalini. There is no guarantee that it will be doing its task in a linear way. There are many people whose Kundalini awakened 20 years, 30 years back, but they are still stuck in that chakra because they don't know the further journey. They are not facilitating Kundalini. They are not doing their sadhanas. They are not retaining semen. That is the most required for Kundalini's processing. They are not away from the matrix. So if you don't want to go through the suffering and want to process Kundalini, well, then do meet the gurus, and there is no other options with you for Kundalini processing. We are the Inner GPS Gurus University and Gurukul for Kundalini awakened people, and you cannot skip the guidance of the professor who is the head of the institution. So, we the Divine Shiva and Shakti, Kundalini masters, are the most powerful masters in the world ever born for Kundalini's processing. We know each and every function of Kundalini and how it processes in you, and we can read you, your energies at all levels of existence. So do yourself a favor by meeting the gurus and don't delay the process if you don't want to suffer more. Alright? So I have covered and answered 5 most important questions and most frequently asked questions by most of the seekers. If you are a true seeker, if you are a true mumukshu, then you can ask your questions in the comments. If it is to be answered here, then I will definitely create another video and answer your question. But if you are going through specific issues and specific life problems related to Kundalini, health, wealth, relationship, career, finances, wealth, karmas, blockages, suffering, and any of the diseases or the symptoms of Kundalini like fibromyalgia, multiple sclerosis, bipolar, schizophrenia, chronic fatigue syndrome, IBS, colitis, breathing issues, brain related issues, Alzheimer, dementia, or anything that you are not getting solutions elsewhere, then understand that you may have been going through Kundalini awakening and you are not knowing about it. In that case, you must contact us and get yourself diagnosed and take the actions to heal yourself by taking actions. Alright, so go through all the answers really well. Give your full attention while listening to our videos, because our videos are workshop in themselves and they are embedded with our powerful energies. It will shift something in you, it will propel you to take action in life, and something will move in your life if you are stuck somewhere. Also, when you take our coaching session, we will be shifting your energy to a different level from where action begins. If you are stuck, then we will move your energy, because Kundalini Shakti is the energy of movement, is the energy of dynamism. So, all this is true wisdom coming from the gurus, from the source, from the universe itself. Apply it in your life and change your life. Keep smiling and keep doing your sadhanas. Take care and bye-bye.